My name's Andrew Cullen. This is my piece Dune Grass. It's a celebration of architecture and modern construction methods that bring us places like Surfers Paradise. I was inspired by the actual dune grass and the way that it juts out of the sand and it builds and grows and tries to reclaim, and we as human beings do something very similar. We try to get as close to the beach as we possibly can. I wanted it to contrast against the colour of the sand, which is a very bland colour. I've chosen a street art veneer with a lot of colour involved in it. And I also want the structure itself to be seen backdropped by the city that it reflects.
My name's Simon Poole. This is my installation entitled Delusions of Suburbia. This is a wry look at suburbia and how when we purchase our quarter-acre block, we realise eventually that it's not just on show for everyone else. It's also here because we're trapped by suburbia. Might as well look in the letterbox for, yes, another bill.
My name is Adrian Vanderloot, and the name of the piece is Fish Scales. It's two full chromatic scales. That's the white keys on the piano. And then there's three notes at the end here, that chord of C, E, G. I had a musician friend come along who we tuned it with her piano by setting up the piano and varying the tones. Here's these little kids coming along and making music. This may be the first time that they've played music in their whole lives, and who knows what kind of a big step this is in their whole life of one day perhaps being a musician or else and appreciating music a little bit more. Here's one, you can make it with that.
This piece is called Where the River Meets the Sea, and it came about because we were fortunate enough to come across a rowing club in Brisbane that wanted to use some of their retired rowing sculls and do something interesting with them, turn them into something else and try and find some way to put them back into circulation. Besides the fact that we throw so much stuff out into our rivers and it becomes waste, we also use a lot of new stuff, a lot of new material that doesn't need to be used, and it's one of our biggest environmental problems, the fact that we're constantly digging up new material when there's plenty of beautiful scraps that we can use to do other things with.
This is my piece, School. It's water jet cut aluminium. The idea with this piece is a reference to the dynamic organism that is a school of fish. All the fish acting together rather than as individuals creates the illusion of one organism. Something I was trying to achieve in this piece was the light play as you get off fish when they're moving through the ocean and changing directions. One of the interesting things happened this year was they lit my piece at night, which just gave me a whole new dynamic with all the colours. And during the day, I mean, when you get a strong sunlight on it, you really get a big flash at certain angles, and I think it adds to the movement of the piece.
My name is Scott Maxwell, I'm an artist, and this is called Excess Baggage. As you can see, they're pretty heavy because they're made of granite, rock, marble, concrete, hebel. Some are real, some are just rocks with bling. People come to the Gold Coast because it's a holiday destination, and they tend to buy too much rubbish. They cram it in their luggage, and when they're on the carousel, they get charged excess baggage. It's stimulating a lot of thought because people are having arguments, what's real, what's not real, and they just like the concept.
We're from Cloncurry State School. We've been invited down by the Swell Sculpture Festival. They're just getting exposure to a different kind of culture, so a bit of art, expose them to. A lot of them haven't even been to the ocean before, so it's just exposing them to see what else is outside Cloncurry.
Well, today has been another workshop on the AB at the Sea, which is a native bee installation made by the local children and some children from Cloncurry, where each child has made a beautiful bee. They took the materials, and everyone had the same, which was a velvet body bag filled with sand, and wrapped it with silver tie wire, and then fashioned the wings out of beautiful copper wire and threaded beads and other mementos through the wings, and then added as a final accessory, if they felt like it, a pair of antennas. Every single bee has its own personality, and when you actually look at each and every bee on the wall, those personalities come through, so it's pretty special.